Okay, 144 degrees from here is going to be 1 degree, 11 minutes, Aquarius. So a Saturn sign in a Mars nakshatra. Dhanishta. Pada 3, which is a Libra pada, in the 4th house. So 4 aspects. Aquarius, Dhanishta, Pada 3, 4th house. 4th house is home. Home is where new technology is. And it will be your partnership with Libra here, with the showing of, and Dhanishta is about showcasing yourself. The new stuff, the new technology is going to showcase itself and be your partner in your home. Okay, and you're going to consider it as your home. 144 degrees from this is in Virgo, the 11th house. 7 degrees, 11 minutes. In Virgo, the 11th house, in Uttara Falguni, Pada 4. This is a Mercury sign over a Sun nakshatra. Pada 4, which is a Pisces pada, in the 11th house. This is Pisces, blind faith of your service to the Father, to the Son. To the Father, as Virgo is the sign of the mother with the child. The mother births the child here, and that child is going to be Jesus. That child is showcased to us as Jesus in this time period, not Tammuz or something else like that. In this, for us in the West. So this is going to be Jesus. 144 degrees from that is 13 degrees 11 minutes in Aries, 6th house. Ashvini pada, pada 4. This is a Mars sign over a Ketu nakshatra in a Cancer pada in the 6th house. This is the work, the rush to complete the transfer of money, of the money system, because of sentiment, Cancer, for the unfortunate, those who are in debt. We're doing this because of, this is saying we're going to do all this change because of the people who are in debt, who can't afford anything. This has to change. The money has to change. They're doing this, and that's why we do the work thinking. This is why we do the work thinking. That's what's happening here. Because Ketu is about the greater reason for doing things. They're going to do it for spiritual reasons of helping people, even though that's not what Ketu is about. That's just what they're going to use to do what they do for the unfortunate. So, and then back here to the 0 point, 144 degrees from that. Now I'm going to give you the true, that's under the Lahiri measure. This here is the true Revati measure. This is what you should do, because this is shifting the zodiac. This is shifting the nakshatras a bit, shifting where the star placements are in relation just to the boundaries of the constellations, because the boundaries are only 30 degrees. Okay, they're not from the tail of Capricorn to the head, because Virgo is a huge constellation. Her feet come up to here. Instead, she ends at Spica, which is basically the edge of her dress. That's where the 30 degrees ends for her. And then from there on, it would be under Libra. So you bring your understanding to this position, and it's slightly different from the previous. Under the true Revati, the new Venus star point is 23 degrees even. Scorpio. First house, Pada 2 this time. not pada 1, pada 2, which means you are going to progress. In this one, it's over a Capricorn. This was Sagittarius. Now it's a Capricorn pada. So it's a Martian sign over a Mercury nakshatra with a Saturn Capricorn pada in the first house. This one is you will look back. You will stop everything and make an issue of something. In this case, money. Just what is national money? National currency. Remember, Venus is not you, but it's what you will change for. Here, Venus is going to be the child here in this next at this point. This is where Venus actually is in your chart. The rest are a reflection of the choices you're going to make. So Venus is the child in the sign of Scorpio, where she wants to understand things at the head of thinking, at the personality house, at the head of thinking. She wants to know, she wants to understand everything. And it's going to be your job to tell her. Scorpio is sharpio. Sharp. Okay, sharp, clean, clarity, cutting edge that digs through the dirt to find the clear, clean root. How do we get there? Here's the steps via this Venus star point. 144 degrees. Gemini. 29 degrees exact. This is Purnavasu again. Pada 3 this time. Pada 3, which is the Gemini pada. This is where Gemini ends. You bring Venus's preference energy here, what you want to also want you back. This is your curiosity of Rahu to seek what is real, to realize what is real, so as to grow what is real. Because this is where Sirius is in the chart. This is where Sirius, the star Sirius, is. And you're going to see Sirius now as a child. As a child would. Why is Sirius exist? Well, I've told you that before in the previous videos. It is the sign of doing things of this world only. Everything they're going to give you is going to be this world only. So you have to apply the understanding that this is going to be this world only. Okay, as differentiated from the spiritual world. When Venus is here, she going into the sun's light, coming this way, she is stripped of her. This has had her weakest point. Weakest point before she enters the house, before she enters her personality, death. She's no longer the kid you can play with outside because the father's home. The strict father is there, which is your soul. This is the story of Inanna. Venus is Inanna in Mesopotamian lore. And at this position, where Inanna makes her journey around the sun, this is where Inanna has taken off her 7 accoutrements. Her 7 things that make her her, that make her Inanna, that make her royal. And she bows at the gates of hell, where she becomes Ereshkigal. Modern astrologers associate Ereshkigal with Pluto, but no. She is the dissociated representation of Inanna. She is the dissociated representation of Inanna, so she can look upon herself as dead. Because Inanna is dead in the story, but you cannot kill the daughter. The daughter is life. So this is life. So Ereshkigal is life in another form. Gemini is the house connected to Rahu's house, right here, Mrigashira. So Sirius is what Rahu sees. Sirius is Orion's seeing eye dog. So Sirius is Rahu's seeing eye dog. Realizing space, not spirit. Because here in Rahu, from this point on, is everything material until you get closer to spirituality. In Libra, you're open to spirituality. Then you get to Scorpio, which is where Ophiuchus is. And then which begins the spiritual path until you get to Aries, where you open yourself, opposite of Libra, where you open yourself to the material. And then here is the beginning of the material, where Orion is. So everything to the right of Orion, which is going with the planets, the planetary orbit, everything to the right is material. Everything to the right of Ophiuchus, everything to the left of Orion, this is spiritual. This is why the Egyptians worshipped Orion, and they fixed on star Sirius. Another way of seeing it is to the right of Rahu is space, and then to the right of Ophiuchus is time. This is what Einstein talked about, space and time. Here in space, in this part of space, you have no concept of time. It's all about now. This is superficial. This is what is alive. Until you get to here, where you open yourself up to greater space, and then you become more. You welcome in time. What is more out there? Here is time. You have time to think. You have time to do. You have time to tell. You have time to shine, to bounce between options until you get to here, where here you are open to material. You're open to time. You're open to here. You're open to greater time. That's your consciousness right here. This is your will, your consciousness. Opposite you're open to greater space. Here you're open to greater time. This is when you wake up in the morning. This is where Ketu begins. Over here is where Mars begins Libra. It's in the middle of the nakshatras. Here is the beginning of the nakshatras. You are open to time here. That is the true secret between Ophiuchus and Orion. This year, you are open to space, not time. When you reach here, you are open to more space. This is why people in Libra love space adventures. But from Scorpio begins the cycle of time until you get to Aries, where you are open to all senses of time, which is why you sacrifice others here. Because those who do that, the sickness that they do, they say because it doesn't matter to them. The material doesn't matter. So they sacrifice others with that clarity of conscious in their head, which of course is sick. It's a sick practice because everything should be internal, not transferring your sins to others. This was their sacrifice is transferring their sins to others. And as we all know, as good people know, that should not happen.